Welcome to Clarity Currents, the secret podcast with me, Danielle Laura, where I share weekly channeled messages about the energetics of the week and the areas of opportunity so you know how to work with the energy rather than in resistance to it and know how to leverage it for your highest level good in your business, relationships, health, wealth, spirituality, and legacy. This is Clarity Currents episode for the week of April 15th to the 21st, 2024. Let's dive in. The overall energy this week, when I tune into it, I see the words expansion, rebirth, and momentum. It feels like we are now truly starting life over. All the energy that the eclipse brought to an end last week that's finally over, now is the week for new beginnings where we are in full expansion mode. So it's important that we are expanding, but we're also still taking time to nourish ourselves. This can feel like you're experiencing this huge internal shift, like your entire life feels different, even if everything in your external reality is the same. It's an entirely new beginning in terms of who you are becoming. So take the time to adjust to this new version of you. You might notice that you suddenly have different habits this week, various desires, almost like you're acting as though you're an entirely new person because energetically you are. And so for a lot of you, this past week has been a quantum shift and a timeline jump. And you're probably going to be feeling the effects of that this week in a really good way. Also, if you've been having trouble sleeping, I'm seeing that it's because your physical body is calibrating to your spirit body and your new reality. Business for the week of April 15th. When I tune into the energetics of business this week, I see the word momentum. It feels as though you've been intuitively been given the next steps to take and you're being faithful in taking them in your business. Although you may not see a huge difference reflected in your outer reality just yet, but you will see the rewards pay off over the next 3 weeks. So remain faithful and continue to take the actions that you've been led to take in total faith and consistency. I also see the revamping of routines and structures in business. And this has been a theme over the last several weeks, but it is definitely going to be felt big time this week. Because you have either been leveling up your structures and systems for efficiency and you will be directly seeing the payoff from that this week, or you have not been leveling up your structures and systems for efficiency and you're going to be majorly feeling the effects of not doing so, and so you'll be propelled into taking those actions. So ask yourself, how can this happen by the path of least resistance? Then take those steps. Don't overthink, let it be easeful. Relationships for the week of April 15th. When I tune into the energetics of relationships this week, I see the word conversations. There are some clarifying conversations that need to be had this week. Now that you're feeling the level of boldness and courage that you need to actually say the things that you've been wanting to say, now is the perfect time to initiate the conversations that will give you the answers you need. And again, don't overthink this. What is said is going to be crystal clear. No more benefit of the doubt, no more delusion here. You're going to be seeing dynamics very clearly as they are, not as you've been wanting to see them. And now you will not be able to ignore the truth behind the facts. So examine the facts and allow yourself to be emotionally neutral. You're seeing people as they are and taking the best actions forward that align with the highest and best aligned relationships for you. I literally see this vision of a person boldly opening a door and walking straight through it. And I also see a person leaving through a door and shutting it behind them. It is definitely this energy around relationships that is clear, concise, bold, and courageous this week. Health for the week of April 15th. When I tune into the energetics of health this week, I see the word boundaries and non-negotiables highlighted. I get this sense that there are things in your health that you know are really good for you and you do them sometimes, but then you fall off the wagon. So this is the week to attune to how much better you feel when you do those things and create the boundaries in your schedule to ensure that they are non-negotiables for you moving forward so that you can stay in your most optimal state of health. Because as you do this, every other domain of your life is going to radically improve because you're coming from a whole, full, revitalized cup of health and wellness. Wealth for the week of April 15th. When I tune into the energetics of wealth this week, I immediately see the word worth and decision time. I also see the same vision here in wealth as I did for relationships, of that person walking through the door and that other person walking out of the door and shutting it behind them. This is all a metaphor for what you believe you're worthy of having when it comes to finances, and therefore taking the direct correlated actions in bold faith that will create the abundance that you've been saying that you want. So create those line in the sand moments this week and just do it. Spirituality for the week of April 15th. When I tune into the energetics of spirituality this week, I sense there's this redefining of your power. You're going to be realizing how innately and spiritually powerful and gifted you really are. Maybe you're tuning into your intuition more, you're seeing miracles and manifestations all around you, but this week you really want to capture that. So write it down, speak it into your phone, make a video about it, take pictures of all these things, capture the magic of your power this week, because you're going to be using this as fuel in the future anytime that doubts might come up. And legacy for the week of April 15th. When I tune into the energetics of legacy this week, I see this vision of a person staring in the mirror, and they know they're the person on the other side of the reflection, but the person looks different. It doesn't even look like them. So this is all a metaphor for really attuning to your highest self this week, to the person you ultimately want to become, and start taking the actions to become that person now. We get to create our legacy from the energy of the highest version of ourselves, from our most evolved self. So spend some time this week really tapping into that version of you, whether that's through meditation, journaling, time in nature, through movement, whatever it is that allows you to be one with yourself. Prioritize that this week so that you can align with the actions that are truly going to propel your legacy leaving mission forward. There you have it, hot soul, your intuitive forecast for this week. I'm wishing you a week of courage, bold action, and unshakable faith. Until next week.